Is Gypsy Rose trying to be a cooking blogger? She goes from showing us how to make prison sludge energy drinks to burning eggs. Now, crockpot meals?
Hey y'all, so tonight I'm cooking beef stew and I put 2 secret ingredients in mine, so you don't want to miss this video.
Yes, you do.
Alright, let's start cooking. So first things first is the ingredient lineup. So I use a lot of the same ingredients. I don't know if you noticed that in my other videos, like I use just a lot of the same ingredients. So we've got carrots, celery, onion, our stew meat, which this is just the stew meat lean from Walmart. They do have a family pack. I bought 2 of the little packs because I don't know necessarily if it's as much as in the family pack or not, but they were out of the family pack, so I just got 2 of those. Let's see. Then of course we've got our seasoning packs, so like our beef stew by McCormick and our au jus gravy. Au jus, bless you. I make funny stuff. And then I have my secret ingredients, which we'll get to that in a second. As for seasonings, I like to use the Kinders or Kinders. I'm not really sure which one it is. The buttery steakhouse, I love using that, as well as garlic powder. I put garlic powder in just about everything. And someone asked in the comment section what is on the slow cooker. These are slow cooker liners, so this helps with like easy cleanup and stuff like that. I wash my pot anyway, but still it's less messy, so you can get that at Walmart. All right, so now comes the secret ingredients. I'm gonna prep the stew meat first and I'll explain why next. Don't forget the beef broth. So I grabbed a Tupperware container and I put the stew meat in the container. So this is one of my secret ingredients, Coca-Cola. So Coca-Cola has very acidic properties, so it tenderizes the meat. So this is an excellent little trick. So I add a little bit of Coca-Cola, and this is just gonna set for a minute. I'm basically just gonna soak this in Coca-Cola for right now. And that meat will get nice and tenderized.
It's because you can't properly chew or swallow. You have never been able to. This will help you get that meat down.
Have you ever seen like those things, have you ever seen those things where you put a nail in some Coca-Cola and it pretty much eats at the nail? The same thing happens to meat, so it just makes it nice and tender. So this is a great little secret recipe. So while that is marinating, I'm gonna start chopping everything up and let that soak. Okay.
Oh boy, we actually get to see you chopping vegetables?
Remember when I first got released, my dad was teaching me how to properly cut an onion, and I somehow forgot how he taught me, if it was like this way or that way. So, Dad, if you're watching, sorry if I'm not doing this right.
We gotta speed this up. We aren't watching 2 minutes of you sloppily chopping. Also, why did you chop that celery so small? It's beef stew.
A little bit of a rinse, wash my hands, and then come back. So now that we've got all of our ingredients all chopped up and ready to be put in the bowl, we first have to put our stew meat and fish it out of the Coca-Cola. So, hold for frame. All right, so we're just gonna start fishing this out, and you don't wanna dump the bowl of Coca-Cola with meat into the crock pot. You don't wanna do that. Just instead fish it out. You don't have to rinse the Coca-Cola off. Just fish it out.
Wow, you could have strained the Coke and then dumped the meat in. Why did you just make us watch this?
Out in your pot. you thinking, this might be cocoa, no, it's not. I'm not sure it's celery. I've never had beef or turkey, but mostly I just did beef. Almost done. Almost got it there. A few little pieces left. Alright, so we'll put that aside. And now we'll start adding our ingredients to the pot. Alright, so the first thing I want to add is my celery. Then my onions. I feel like that's enough onions. I feel like somehow I just feel like that little bit is just extra. Okay, then I'm gonna want to add my carrots. I don't know how much carrots people like, but I add about that much. All right, then I'm gonna go in with my au jus gravy. Then I'm gonna go in with my beef stew. My garlic powder. Yes, I like a lot of garlic. My kinders or kinders, however you want to say it. Ooh, that was a lot, but it's okay, it'll taste good. And then this is my other secret recipe. So this is the Lipton onion soup. If I can get it open. All right, and I'm gonna grab my measuring for my beef broth. So I'm probably gonna wanna do 2 cups and eyeball it. And then we can kind of go from there. Let's do 3 and see how that works. All right, 3 looks good. Okay, I'm gonna do 4 just to be on the safe side because you do want all that meat to be submerged so it all cooks down very thoroughly. Last time I didn't add enough broth and the meat was a little tough and I didn't use my Coca-Cola then. All right, so I'm gonna cook this for 4 to 6 hours. I'm gonna look at it at 4 hours and then come back and check it. Do a little taste test. And if it's still not quite ready, I'll leave it on for 6 hours, but keeping it on low and checking on it very sporadically does help. So let me put a lid on this. Also, by the way, thanks for whoever gave me the tip of not locking these. I did not know that you wasn't supposed to lock them. Okay, so again, I'm gonna put this on low for 4. I'm gonna do 6 hours and then come back at 4 and check, see how it looks. Okay, so I checked on it at 4 hours. It was not ready. I came back at 6 hours. It looked really good, but still quite not there. And so I came back at 7 hours and it is perfect. Oh, that looks delicious. So you just make a pot of rice, serve it over rice, and enjoy.
She never shows the plated dish. Why is that? Probably because it will look like this.
Thanks for watching, y'all.